Should be
We're live.
ready to go. Yep.
All right. Well, welcome everybody into our stream today. We're going to be doing the reverse engineered PC port of Legend of Dragoon, a project called Severed Chains. I actually have a website up for their project that's not only this PC reverse engineered port, but also an AI upscaling project for all the textures and different aspects of the game to kind of give it a more modern look. So if you're interested in trying it out, you've still got your old ISOs from back in the day. You basically use them in conjunction with their program. Super easy to set up. And it allows you to experience this game in a different way. Now, we're going to be playing on recommended build version 2. This is basically it's a very functional version of the game, and I played through it a little bit to kind of see what to expect. There are some graphical issues, there are some sound issues, but for the most part, the game looks very playable. And according to the website, it's playable from beginning to end, so we're going to find out about that. Now, the big thing everybody watching this project is waiting on is the recommended build 3, which they've devoted all their resources to finishing here soon, from what I can tell. And then as soon as recommended build 3 is done, they're going to go back to putting all their resources into the AI upscaling project. Now, once both of those are done, everything I've seen will show this to be the best version of the game to play going forward. Unless Sony finally actually gives us a remake at some point, which who knows? There's been talk about it for years. There's been people swearing it's going to happen. People, saying it'll never happen. None of us really know. But until then, this should be a pretty good way to get us by. So I'm going to go ahead and start up a new campaign. Now, the PC port gives you the option to create straight up save files. So let's go ahead and do stream. Oh, there we go. Good enough. And you can also, apparently this has a modding framework, but I'm not messing with it, just because I don't know how rough that could make the game run. The options that you get, though, are kind of insane, and I'm going to be modifying some of these. With running at 3 times the regular scale, I've noticed there are some slowdowns here and there. That makes additions kind of a pain to do. So I'm going to be putting on automatic regular editions and automatic Dragoon editions, just to make sure that I'm not that great at doing additions anyway, so I kind of need the help. But I don't know. I'm just one of them guys that doesn't want to go back and redo 15, 20 minutes of gameplay because I could have just, hit a button. Or that I suck at hitting a button. Encounter rate, we're going to go to intended. It seemed to work out pretty good before. I'm not sure what indicator mode is. I do love this. You can finally change the inventory size. Which I know to a lot of people will be considered an exploit. Honestly, for me, it's just convenience. I don't want to go into the inventory every time I have more than 32 items. Start getting rid of stuff. It never made me make any hard decisions when I played the game before, so to me, it's just kind of pants thing. It's one more thing for you to maybe have to worry about. They let me... No, gotta do it manually. All right, let's just go ahead and bump it on up. So we'll do 96. Was that like triple? 333? Yeah. Okay. Quick text. It lets all the dialogue box text load faster. Now, if you're playing this on a PC and you got a little potato action going on, you may not want to turn the render scale up. Like I said, the current renderer that they're using doesn't really utilize your computer's full capabilities anyway. So even though I got a machine that could probably run this at 10 times the render scale, which is what I usually do with some of my emulators, 3 is about as high as I can go without it really messing up and slowing down and affecting the situation. Let's see. Save anywhere? Sure. Just in case I need it for a safe mode or we have interruptions during our stream. And transformation mode, we're going to keep on normal because Dragoon, changing into a Dragoon is kind of an occasion, or at least it should be. But anyway, without further ado, Darlin, do you want to say anything to anybody before we get started?
No, I think I'm good, and we can just go ahead and start.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said I think I'm good, and we can just go ahead and start the game.
All right, good deal. I'm going to keep it a little quiet during the intro sequences and stuff. Actually, there is no voice acting. Duh. So I'll just keep it quiet when we have a musical bop to check out. And like right there, you can already see a little graphical artifacting. Like the polygons are kind of shifting in and out of existence, but to be honest, that's kind of how I remember it being on PS1 anyway. Chapter 1 Serdian War. So when I started playing this, when I was younger, all I could think of when I first started was like, wow, this is straight up, we have Final Fantasy VII at home. Um, but over time, all the different little aspects and differences in the combat system, differences in the setting, this game is definitely charming by its own standards. And it really grew on me over the years. Yeah, like this scene, lots of slowdown, but it picks back up just after, so I'm not going to mess with it. And honestly, this was the main culprit as far as slowdowns that I came across in the first like hour or two in the game. So if this kind of thing puts you off, try not to let it bother you. Past that scene, haven't seen a whole lot of slowdowns or any other else. It's a dragon. That's kind of what I thought at first. She's like, "It's a dragon." I'm like, "That didn't look nothing like a dragon.
Oh,
Looked like a praying mantis that got way too big."
yeah, that was my first thought too. I was like, is that a giant praying mantis?
Uh oh, Celis is my village. Oh my god. Like honestly, I don't ever see Rose saying that. That man must be. No, there is no way. Hmm. And the single best song in the game. Also, you notice the menu's a little different. Got no idea what this dig thing is. Not messing with it, but the rest of it's pretty much the same as normal.
I saw that. I was like, what is dig?
Yeah. Apparently, there's some like little mini game or system that says Dig Davos. But see, if I remember right, like Davos were in Legend of Mana.
Dabas is the black market guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess we'll see him later then.
Yeah. So it probably has something to do with Dabas.
Oh, cool deal. Close. Yeah, make him feel guilty. Corny as hell. Oof. A little bit of a slowdown there. That should be that.
did you want to do a Stardust run or no?
I forget, what does Stardust even give you?
I can't remember.
Like, I know you get like a bunch of little random prizes throughout the game as you collect more and more. And there's one like really special prize if you get all of them, but like I honestly am not worried about it.
Because I know there's one here in this town.
Yeah, it's about the only one I remember too.
Okay, so it says there are 50 collectible pieces in Legend of Dragoon, which you can exchange for occasional unique accessories. And once you get 50, access to the game's most powerful optional boss fight.
Oh crap! So we kind of do need to get them, huh?
I mean, if you want to go for the optional boss fight.
Not especially. I mean, I kind of do because I don't think I've seen them before. I didn't do like 100% playthrough of this back in the day because of a glitch that would happen on the last disc.
Okay.
But yeah.
I mean, I have a list of where they're all at right now, so if you want to go for it, just let me know and I'll let you know. The next ones aren't until you get to Bale anyways.
Okay.
So you
Well, that sounds good. Awesome. Remember, one of the improvements I liked about this over Final Fantasy VII was a lot of the backgrounds were a lot more detailed. Had some really cool art flourishes to them that 7 just didn't do at that point. Mostly because of when it came out versus this one. Ah, frugal. The most weirdly. And what a weird name. I still don't know if it's pronounced frugal or frugel or whatever the heck it is.
Yeah, me neither. I just kind of went, every time I saw him, I was just kind of like, this bitch.
Yeah. I loved Modular did a video of this on his channel and said something about Bagel Wagel. I don't know. That dude cracks me up. The man in the hood. Not man in the hood. Not man in a hood. Man in hood.
Man in hood.
And of course, like any bully, because he can't take dude on, he just takes it out on whoever's nearest. What a punk. Alright, I'm going to do a little grinding here, get up to about level 4 or 5 before we move on to Hellena Prison. Oh yeah, I gotta change over to Volcano.
I don't remember having Volcano that quickly.
Oh yeah, you get it like, you literally get it after the commander to fight. No thanks, I know how to use items. Also, I love how quickly you get into the battles in this version. You're just bam, there. Not a huge loading screen, you don't gotta wait for the big spiral and then the battle to load on top of that. It's just bam, you're in. I've even had enemies start taking their turns as soon as the screen popped up, which kind of helps get through it. I love my old school JRPGs, but man, sometimes the old school battle systems and grinding and all that, It'd be a little tedious compared to games nowadays. Ah, yes, this little maze thing. Another problem that I had run into when I was trying to emulate this on PS1 is a lot of the level geometry wasn't matching up with the graphic. So, like, especially in this area, all the different paths looked like basically the path you were able to take. I was like running through the bushes instead of in the little paths between them. So, really kind of hard to figure out. One of the more provocative enemy names that I've seen. Assassin Cock. There we go. Another level 2. Doing alright. Yeah, I think Volcano was thrown in there early, or probably earlier than you think you'd get it. Just so that, I mean, if I had to guess, as a game designer or whatever, it's probably there for the player to experiment with a more complicated edition, especially in the safe environment of this forest.
That makes sense.
There's the audio glitch. There's no problem with double slash, but can't seem to say volcano every time. Oh, the jank just endears it to me. Have no time to deal with you. Every single one of them slashes causes an FPS dip. Weird. As far as how watchable it is, darling, nothing too glitched out, right? That you can notice?
No, I'm not noticing anything. I did notice the volcano glitch, but other than that, no. It still runs like the PlayStation game.
Yeah. Honestly, that had a bit of lag and slowdown at some points too.
Well, yeah. So, no, it's all good. It looks good.
Awesome.
I'm seeing no problems.
Sounds good then. That way we can hopefully just focus on enjoying what the game's got to offer. See how good this build holds up. I'm really looking forward to seeing the final working finished product that they put out, because I mean, I showed you some of the screenshots, Squish, and like, goodness, I can't imagine playing it looking that clean. Oh well. Alright, come on. Still need one more level before I want to head off to Helena. It's not even consistent. Oh. Hmm. So, Darlene, I don't think I've ever really asked you. I know this is like one of your favorite, if not your favorite, JRPG from back then. But why did you like it so much? Or is it just nostalgia from that time?
You know, I really love the concept of the Final Fantasy games.
Mm-hmm.
But with this one, there was more of a concept, like, in, like, 11-year-old me, it was, oh my god, something killed his parents, and he never got to really understand why they were killed, and, you know, he never really understood what killed them. So for me, it was like, I really need to know. Like, I
I
need
got
to
you.
know. You know? And I think that was more, for me, was the nostalgia of finding out why.
Well, nostalgia would be more of reminiscing over the game for its time and all that stuff. Whereas it sounds like to me like that was kind of your first taste of that kind of mystery story, and it seems like it cooked you, made you really interested in seeing what came next.
Yeah, and I actually, this one, I played before I played Final Fantasy VII for the first time.
I gotcha.
So it was like, okay, this is what this is. I need to know what happens. And then after I still have yet to beat this game because I couldn't beat the end boss. But when I got to the end and almost there, I was like, is there other games like this?
Right.
So
I think that was us
exciting.
when we played our first RPG.
Yeah, and it was exciting to me, even though the game pissed me off a lot. So
Yeah, it could be frustrating. There was a lot of weird difficulty spikes in this game.
yeah, um, yeah, between bosses and just areas, it was like, what the fuck? But at 11, I couldn't say what the fuck.
Yeah,
So
the sentiment was there.
yeah, like this place. I hate this place. I hate the prison.
The first or the second time we go?
I want to say the second time. Like this one was exciting because of what happens during the first entering of the prison, and then the second time I was like, well, I've already been here. Fuck this.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you like the first time we come here because we get lavits.
Yes, I would like. Lavitz is wonderful.
He is indeed best boy.
Yes, he is.
One guard at the front of a prison. Okay. And no slowdown here. Weird. Very strange. Gonna kill you. I love how he changes his tune almost instantly. He's like, "Oh yeah, you want to buy some stuff?" Oh, is got anything new? Angel's prayers, Salbon, Barknet, couple, and couple. Huh. I could have swore there was a chest in here. Oh well. Oh. Couldn't find a path through the stairs quick enough. Oh well. One thing that always kind of messed with me about this game was it had such a high encounter rate, but each of the encounters, like, you can't really grind levels in this game. from regular enemies. Like you can, but it takes so long. It's not worth doing. Um, like it really always seemed to me like the only way to properly level up in this game was to beat bosses. Whereas in games like Final Fantasy and all that, I could just fight regular enemies and get bulked up before I had to fight anything.
Yeah, that's definitely true. It was quite a bit of a struggle at 11 years old, just trying to level up.
But yeah, especially when you come across things like the legendary casks that you need for some of the super bosses, and they're like, what, 250,000, which is an obscene amount of money.
Yeah.
My goodness. Ugh. Alright. Should be all the treasure and the extra guys in this room.
All I accidentally heard was something treasure and something guys in this room.
I said that was that should be the last of the treasure boxes, and it should be the last of the extra guys in that room.
Okay.
Am I a bit low on my volume or something?
No, I was focusing on the other side of stream.
Gotcha. Everything all right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool deal, babe.
Everything is good. Best boy.
Indeed. Aw.
Oh man, did he just drop the remake someday?
Yep. Labbit Slambird. The magic system in this game always kind of tripped me out too. Like, Shana would have been a much more useful character if she would have kind of had her own spells or whatever to cast instead of those weird little items. Yeah, I do not want to try and give myself carpal tunnel again by trying to boost up a spell.
the most with the elements.
What, like which ones to use?
Which one was which? Because for me, like Lavitz is green and it's wind.
Mm-hmm.
For me, playing other games, I wouldn't associate wind with green.
Okay.
I'd associate it more with like an off blue because the sky and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I imagine they would have used green for Earth.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I struggled a little bit with that, and I think that contributed to me not being able to beat the end boss. Other than my lack of level grinding.
That, and I'm pretty sure there's some kind of little gimmick to that fight.
Yeah.
Can't quite remember it now, but
I'm sure we'll remember when we get there.
oh yeah.
We'll just get there and be like, oh.
Right. Damn. Man is very scared of Frugal.
I mean, he's very intimidating to a point.
Yeah, as big as he is, I can see that, I guess.
Yeah.
This dude did not make it. This is the guy that's still waiting for a Legend of Dragoon remake.
Yes. I agree.
Just moving right along, getting through this prison. Go over here and try the door. Can't do it. He said, God, it's locked. What?
I mean, what else would it be? You're just gonna leave it open? And this room. I never understood this room.
You never understood what?
Like, the key's there and you can easily get to it without alerting everybody else.
Yeah.
Why?
It's called a plot contrivance. It's just to help move the plot forward, darling. You are not meant to analyze or take any of this too seriously. I mean, like, honestly, growing up and playing this, like, coming back and replaying it, I should say, reminds me that when I originally played it, how much my imagination kind of filled in a lot of the gaps for the writing.
Yeah.
And, like, when I was younger, I didn't know what good or bad writing was. It was just like, oh, this is the story, this is the thing, well, this is what I understand of it, yada yada yada. But yeah, looking back now, I'm just like, yeah, I could probably write a better story than that. No offense to those guys. I'm sure some was lost in translation as well. Localization. Seriously doubt Dart was going around saying Okami. A little bit of sound glitch there. So apparently, like version 1 of the recommended build that they didn't even have the music working.
Oh, wow.
And version 2 only came out in late July of this year, so I'm not expecting version 3 to come out like super soon. That face though. Ugh. He's just like, here's my face. Haven't changed much. Come on. Still feels very slow. Ugh. Can't wait till we get the extra toys to play with in the combat system. One thing that LoD did not do that 7 did was giving characters unique sprites based on what weapon they were using. So it was able to kind of like show a bit of progression over time on your characters, even though their like outfits or nothing wouldn't change. But yeah, I just never understood why Dragoon decided against that. They could have had some really cool weapon designs.
I don't know.
She grew up. If she were a regular woman, she wouldn't have been able to survive.
Damn.
Right? Like, damn. Like, Shana gets shit on a lot. Poor girl. We're gonna talk about you like you're not even here, Shana.